and welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, I'm trying to dedicate this channel for, I don't know, just basically traveling, stuff like that. Um, finding cheap deals or affordable deals. So, my last video I mentioned about choosing two different uh, places to go to a mass merchandise store because I live in a small town. And I was sort of, instead of ordering all this crap all the time, thought it would be easier if I just did that. But there's been a change of plans. Um, Part of that is that I found out I'm right in between two big cities, and one of the big cities is, well, I can go there and be there for longer for a little more money. And I thought, okay, well, that'd be the small town would, I would just spend the night and leave the next day. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I should invest in going to this hotel or whatever that I was going to go to. And so I thought, okay, well, I don't think I'm going to be going to the uh, small town this month anyway. And also, some other things came up as far as um, well, with finances or whatever, I'm still planning to go to New York for New Year's. I've been to Las Vegas for New Year's, and it's kind of stupid to go to New York when I live much closer to Vegas. So, but the opportunity arose, and I took the opportunity. So, I thought, okay, well, I should probably watch my finances because I'm going to try to get most everything paid for prior to leaving. So, anyway, and there's another opportunity to go to a meditation, and I was really, uh, it's like a 10-day intensive meditation, and so I was approved, to get in. And something like with that situation, I had to be there at exactly when the opening was open for applying. And I've had the opportunity before to go, and I at the last minute I've canceled. Going to New York is on my for Times Square is on my bucket list, and so is this meditation. But the thing is that uh, I think that, well, it's with the meditation. I feel overwhelmed because it's really intense. Like, you have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I think that everything like, and then you have to go all day until 9, and it's like 10 days straight. So I'm not no spring chicken. And so my concern is that it would be too much for me. I don't meditate now. I mean, I listen to some music or whatever to help me relax, but I don't meditate now. So my concern is that I just feel overwhelmed when I think, oh my God, getting up at that early in the morning and then going all day. But it's a good opportunity. And I meant, if you're, interested in doing something like that, I recommend if, you kind of do it in your 20s and 30s. I mean, unless you're in really excellent health. But anyway, so, and then I would have to bring my own bedding, which is fine. It's just that, and then there's no talking, which, that would be hard for me. But no, I mean, I just think I get overwhelmed with the intensity of it. But it's a great opportunity. So that, I don't know if I'm going to follow through with that one because I wasn't expecting to go to New York. So I felt like I kind of have to choose between this and going to New York for New Year's. So, yeah, so that's kind of what's going on now. And so for you know hostels or whatever in Vegas. One hostel I went to, and they've been doing this for quite a while. I know in some hostels they require an out of state um, driver's license to stay there, and some of them even might want like a passport. I'm not sure, but so I know some states they don't want you to live within 100 150 miles of the hostel, and so but I did find one hostel where they didn't have those requirements. I mean, most people when they go to hostels, they're from out of state anyway. But so um, anyway, so that is I'm just giving you a heads up about that. If you want to go to Vegas, they want to an out of state, but So anyway, and then staying at a hotel, of course, I mean you can get a good price for that, but then they throw in the resort fee, which is like $23 or $25, and or else you can just stay at just a basic hotel, and I don't think they have resort fees, but they usually just throw on a resort fee. So anyway, yeah, so I did find a hostel that would be, for, stay there a little longer, a little more, more things to do than a small town for just a day. So that, I don't know, I might do that at a later date, but I'm kind of saving for this trip to New York, and so, yeah, and so basically, um, yeah, going to New York or whatever for New Year's, and then I might be going to Philadelphia for a couple of days, and because the flights January 1st and 2nd, I meant they're high, and so and I even think maybe the third or whatever. So I thought of a couple options, and so but I thought, okay, well, since I'm in the area, I've been to New York when I was in 1992, prior to 9/11. And then I went there one time when I did uh, a train trip, a cross country train trip on my bucket list from New York to LA. So the train trip, when I went to New York, this was a couple years ago, um, I went to the 9/11 memorial and got some souvenirs, and that was kind of about it. I left the next day. And then in Los Angeles, I went to Hollywood instead. Uh, and I basically saw the Hollywood sign and did the Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. And so, and then New York, I remember this trip really well. 1992, my big sister, her nephew was graduating high school, so we went to that, and it was in June it was just like a weekend thing. So I remember that trip really well. I remember there's like people everywhere, and I remember taking the train, and then I remember we went to the Statue of Liberty, and this was before 9/11, so um, we walked, I don't know how many stairs just to get to the crown of the Statue of Liberty. And we went to Ellis Island. And so I remember that, and we went to Rockefeller Center, and we went to Central Park, and I remember those two things. And so it was June, and so this time I'm looking forward. I'm into going to Rockefeller Center and seeing that big, huge tree. So that would be really cool. And so for New Year's, I think, and so I wanted to see a Broadway show. I'm debating on whether to see. Well, they have quite a variety to choose from, and so they have that Wicked, I guess, which is real popular. But I might just go to the Rockefeller one with the radio, because that's a traditional. I don't know. I've always thought when I for Broadway, I'd want to go see that because They've been around for a long time. And so, and then I wanted to go on a boat trip, like at night to see the skyline of Manhattan, and those are the two things. So, and for Philadelphia, um, that would just be like a couple days. But when I started researching my ancestry about 5 years ago, um, I found out, well, I kind of knew this, that my grandfather and his father were from Philadelphia. And, um, and so that is on my mom's side. And so, and then I think before that, well, they're from a different country. So after that, but so I've never been to Pennsylvania at all. I've never been through there or anything. So, yeah, so okay, I thought, okay, well, I would like to go there. Just to, I don't know, get a feel of the place. I'd like to go to see Liberty Bell. Um, so, yeah, so I meant those are my trips for New York. And then 2 or 3 years ago, it might be three, I went to Boston. And that was my first time. And then this year I went to Maine. It was just like a couple days in Maine. And so, yeah, so those were, besides the 92 trip, these recent trips are the first time kind of out east for me. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of about it. That's kind of what's going on now. So I was able to get a discount by doing surveys, a gift certificate, and that will help with going to Philadelphia. So if I decide to use that. Um, so yeah, those are the plans. I'm still debating on whether to. I think with the going to the mass merchandise store, I just might, kind of wait for that. I mean, I can always do that when I come back, but I'm not going to be able to get as much stuff because I'll have a suitcase. So anyway, so those are kind of what's going on, and like I said, the thing with the Las Vegas, the hostels, the out of state, whatever. And then, but there are, I think there is some hostel, or not hostels, but some hotels. They may not be the best motels that can rent weekly. Because when I stayed there in Vegas, they offered me to stay another day, and it was like $25, and I was like, oh, that's a good deal. But I had to get back. I meant I had to get back. So, so there, like, if you want to stay like a week or whatever, you might be able to find something. And like I said, I got a gift certificate for doing surveys. So that comes in handy because sometimes just don't know. I did, and I'm still kind of debating where I would leave from going, from New York. I thought, okay, well, I can go back to Chicago, because it's kind of, it's, and then I can go from Chicago to whatever, where I live now. But, and then there's other, I thought, okay, well, I could go, there's places I could go. I could go to Chicago, and then I could go to Florida, and I could use my free Greyhound ticket that I earned from taking 16 one ways. I can just use that. You can use that anytime. Um, but I don't really want to go like here, there, and everywhere. I just kind of, and I thought of going to, I would, been wanting to go to the Elvis Presley mansion for years. And I thought, oh, I can go there, but I don't really want to go here, there, and everywhere. So I thought, well, maybe, so that's why I thought of Philadelphia. And well, and it's pretty affordable to get back home from there. So that was a little surprising. But so I thought, okay, maybe I should just do that. I don't really want to, I mean, it's going to be winter time. So, I just don't feel like going here, there, and everywhere. I don't have a driver's license, and so I don't, it's not like I can rent a car or anything. So anyway, so that's kind of about it. Those are the couple deals that I found, just to let you know. And so, as far as I know, they are going to be having, um, I think you can go virtual for the New Year's, but I think as far as I know, they're going to have it live. Las Vegas is having it. I mean, you can go to that in person, and so I think that that's what it's going to go on. But then I found out a couple years ago that they don't for New York they don't have bathrooms. I guess they had those porta or toilets or whatever, but they don't even have that anymore. So I don't know, if people. I don't know how people deal with that if they just don't eat, or they just go into restaurants and ask to use a bath. I don't know. So anyway, I don't know why they did that. I don't know. So anyway, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to going. Um, and so I'm going to try to get some other people to come. So anyway, so thank you for listening, and thank you. Bye.